Hello, welcome to another Saturday afternoon. It
Well, he
is the me and the Charlie.
well, he is doing something between French and I think that was Italian. I'm just embracing my inner Werner Herzog and all the darkness.
It is sad that that is where we are going with the conversation that we were having.
Like a stupid dog, I am staring at the snow, not realizing that soon I will melt away as it melts away. This is the way of the universe.
Ah, that is why you added the French to it because there
Yes.
is that ennui.
Ennui. It's hard not to add the French in with the Werner Herzog because there's so much ennui. Yeah, I've been trying to get people to watch Fireball for years because it's one of my favorite Werner Herzog movies because he waxes eloquently for about 5.5 minutes about how dumb a dog is at the end of a pier in Mexico because it doesn't understand that just off the coast there is where all of the asteroid hit that killed all of the dinosaurs. It doesn't understand that it's literally standing at a point of world extinction. Stupid dog, but in that eloquent way that only Werner Herzog could say it. And I'm just like, Werner, it's a dog. I think you'd have to start with there are dinosaurs. Well, there were dinosaurs. Like, it's a dog, Werner. And
Dinosaurs.
I remember dinosaurs.
I do too.
Laura, everything that I have done today is all your fault. I blame you, Jacques Hughes.
Jacques.
Jacques Hughes. Yes, Jack's shoes.
Let us say hi to people. Hello to the Laura and to the Carrie and to the Persephone. Wee wee. Hello, Nikki. You haven't been to our live streams in a while. That is fine. You have your things, we have ours, and when they can cross, it is a wonderful thing. Hello, CB. How are you? Wahahaha.
You know what you have done. Well, you don't, but you will. You will.
Do you want to share the picture?
No, I just don't know
Okay.
when I'm gonna. I don't know when I'm gonna be talking about the thing because it's kind of gonna be my Saturday just goof off thing.
Hello, Maggie.
You know what you've done too. All of the clips. All of the clips.
Cliptastic.
Maggie is just the queen of finding the most inappropriate times to hit the clip button on Twitch. My channel is filled with glorious Maggie clips,
Well, damn.
including the glorious Walk of Shame clip from last Friday.
I did see that one.
The I Will Not Die song.
Then there's the I Will Not Die song from yesterday.
Fun times, fun times, fun times.
Though we may be wanting to put together a band to do a full recording of the I Will Not Die song. So if anybody would like to contribute a harmony verse, let me know.
That sounds like an AU of Buffy where Harmony is the master.
A little bit.
Welcome to the Harmony verse. And if you don't watch Buffy, if you've never watched Buffy, and you don't know who Harmony is, she's glorious.
And then there was Faith. We all have our favorites.
Oh, Harmony's definitely not my favorite, but she is a delight when she's on the screen.
I just think if you're going to have a Slayer, they should be pocket sized. And I've met Eliza Dushku. Most people's breast pockets.
Didn't that happen in Once More with Feeling?
A little
Neither
bit.
neither Faith
The mustard. Sorry. Uh, it's my favorite song from Once More with Feeling. It happens in the background, but it's really fun in the soundtrack.
Do you know who that is?
No.
That's David Fury. That's one of the head writers.
That's even better.
The woman who is singing about the parking meter, that's Marty Noxon, who is also one of the head writers.
Nice.
Yes, Harmony was a moron, but she was entertaining. Yes, exactly. She was the character she was not the head bitch. She was a mean girl sycophant.
I'm just saying I can't say too much about that because that's like my entire business model. Is, you know, to be a moron, but entertaining. So who's
Like
that?
Rosen Island with a brain. No, actually, Harmony had maybe less of a brain. Um,
I think Rose is putting on airs the entire time. I think she was a CIA plant that was afraid that Blanche Devereaux was trying to take over the U.S. Armed Forces through her relationship with all the men in the Navy. Just a little bit of headcanon there for you.
Sorry. Anytime someone says that someone was a plant, I go back to Clue.
I'm going
I
to go
thought
home and sleep with my wife.
I'm actually a plant. I thought men like you were called a fruit.
That movie is just too good.
Can I sing that song in the background like Celtic Woman?
Maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I feel like y'all are right. Like, if we're going to be doing more gaming streams, that really should be like the intro theme to our game streams. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Like, just, yeah. It just sounds like the natural way to intro a game live stream, especially with the two of us playing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Norwegian for I don't want to die. Which is appropriate.
Somebody said, I'm like, I'm going to go to the swamp. Somebody said, take off all your armor.
That would probably either be Laura or Maggie, who did everything in their power yesterday to kill us.
I mean, it was only nighttime in the Black Forest. Take off all your armor.
So for anybody who missed it, we did a Valheim game stream last night, and because I did not feel like doing anything else, and between Maggie and Laura and Jules at the end there, using their channel points to forbid us to do various in-game actions, such as wear armor.
Oh, that's evil. I need to remember to not.
Yeah, touch nothing that's metal.
I had a giant wooden mallet. Not the most effective combat tool. I mean, unless you're doing a dungeon.
Jules, I think, was was the most villainous because we were only allowed to walk in the direction that the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
We were a leaf on the wind. We could only walk in the direction the wind was blowing.
She let up and let us. If we were engaged in combat, we could then move around for combat, which was nice because I had been able to walk in the direction of the wind to get behind cover, kind of, as I was being shot at by an archer.
It was so much fun.
An archer who would not come in range for combat. The wind was not blowing in his direction.
I have archived our last two Valheim games over on the YouTube channel, and I'm probably going to make them go live so they're preserved because they were just too much fun. I don't want them to escape into the ether.
No touching wood also.
Oh, that one was so tricky because I finally found a safe spot that I could go in, and it may have had some of the things that I was looking for in it, but I couldn't open the chest because the chest was made of wood. I couldn't go in the building because the floor was made of wood.
I couldn't even open
I-
the door to my stone tower.
I had to
built
walk
metal
so
fortress.
slowly through the forest because there are trees, saplings, and bushes everywhere.
Do you count grass as wood?
No, thank God.
Yeah, but the shrubs did count.
The shrubs
And
didn't.
hello, Jennifer. Welcome.
It was so much fun.
You know what hasn't been fun? And this is not a reflection. Oh, we have a meadow.
Hello.
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 I'll just keep my camera off since you guys have your cameras off.
I have had the reading equivalent of one of those challenges. And that is in the transfer from my current client to Meadow to the store to print off the manuscript. All the everything that denotes new paragraph throughout the entire manuscript is gone.
Oh no, you're
Oh,
reading
damn.
twice now.
Wait, with your current client or with your last client?
Current.
Oh, damn. I didn't see anything wrong with it when I printed it.
Yeah, it took out the breaks between paragraphs, so they're all
no.
mushed
One
together.
giant paragraph. That's terrible.
Well, shit. Cool.
I will say, you really don't appreciate paragraph breaks until you don't have them.
Oh, I've read Joyce. I know what this is like. There are entire chapters of that book that don't use punctuation or capitalization. You just have to intuit the sentences.
This one, fortunately, I mean, it starts a new line with a new paragraph. It's just that all the lines are straight down left specified.
Oh. Yeah, I
Oh,
just
all the
opened it and it
indentation
looks
went
like
away.
that in this version too.
Hate it when that happens.
So it's a challenge. It's not insurmountable, but it does make you read a lot slower just to make sure your brain doesn't screw it up.
So my fun reading challenge this week is I started classes again, and one of the professors gave us her doctoral thesis as the thing that we're reading, and I know for a fact because I lived back then, the language was considered very inclusive back in 1998 when this thing was written. Now, it's a little triggering and causing me to go off on yelling sprees.
Oof.
Which then I can't do anything about because I don't want to upset the person who's responsible for grading me.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it's fine, Carrie. It's not your fault. It is the process kind of chewed it up.
chewed it up, spit it out, made all things all terrible.
Jace, you'd be proud of me. I'm folding laundry.
My pearls are clutched.
Because I need this basket so I can do more laundry, and so I have to fold this laundry.
Well, in that case, we are about at the 15-minute mark, so we could probably start a sprint. And I already showed Charlie the timer I have that is
Everyone needs to
phenomenal
brace themselves. Like, seriously, if you have like some sunglasses that you feel comfortable wearing at night, you should probably put them on.
because we're going to the 80s.
So,
Hardcore 80s, like 87.
like, tease your hair up, make sure it's properly feathered. We're going to the 80s, y'all.
Put on your pastels.
If you
I
can't,
wasn't alive in the 80s.
if you don't have so much hairspray on, you can still taste it hours later in the air wafting off your head. You're not quite prepared for this timer. 80s were wild, y'all. It's up there with the Peacemaker opening.
All right, are we ready to see it? Why isn't there?
Like I wear dark sunglasses at night level.
Oh yeah, I've got my sunglasses at night. Like it's completely like Billy Ocean should be playing in the background. Right.
Oh, I'm not going to play the music because, oh my god, it is loud and obnoxious.
I feel like I have too much shirt on for this.
But we
Get out
have.
of my dreams and into my car.
Get in the backseat, baby.
I have a very strong feeling that this what they actually did is they plugged into Kit and downloaded a coked up nightmare from that beautiful, beautiful talking car and gave us this timer.
Yes. And we should start in 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, that sprint is completed. How did peoples do?
Wait, I was
Yay.
stuff.
Build the battlefield.
We got a Chloe.
Yay.
I may have started work on the thumbnail for the streams. I'm moving from Twitch over to YouTube, the archived ones. Because I just had a thought of what it could be.
Yeah, the ability to transfer them over is so nice.
It is, and I like that it's one button.
Yep.
I started filing my taxes.
Oh shit! It's February, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, if you're going to be all adulty and showing the rest of us up, like, I don't know if I can be here. Like, that's just so, like, adult. It's almost
Well, I got Jordan's second W-2 from his previous job in the mail last night, so might as well do it now, I guess.
oh, well, that happened.
Chloe's internet is going to shit.
So help me, internet, if you don't give us Chloe back.
There you go. Here's a nice one. I filled the battlefield with the blood of my enemies. By Grabthar's hammer, I was avenged.
Good.
So yeah, the good news is, apart from the formatting problem, I actually got more done today than I had scheduled. And not only that, but I got some phenomenal writing done with the
Classy.
project that I'm working on.
You are classy. I'm so proud.
Oh,
I didn't realize you were going to be all classy.
Quack, quack.
What?
quack, quack.
Oh, she brought her rubber duckies downstairs. Oh, they're cute though.
You're the one.
You make bath time lots of fun.
It's so cute.
Ba-dum.
Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
It's cutie.
And then this one is the mom ducky.
It's so cute. It's also cute. Mama,
Is this a unicorn?
Yeah.
So Chloe's laptop died, so she bought a Chromebook, and I think she's effed up beyond all belief with this. Maggie got the youngest Chromebook for her online school, and it mostly works.
Quiet, honey buns. Quiet.
Uniduckies. Yes, it is Uniduckies. So, this passage.
You're so classy.
Yeah, I read it to Charlie, and Charlie liked it. And it is like it's how you're supposed to write.
Then
It's
you
the
told me
show
the
don't
context.
tell. Huh?
Then you told me the context, and I realized you're so classy.
Yes. So I will read this passage, and then I will explain to you what the problem with this passage
It's
is.
not a problem. You just classy.
All right, here it goes. I was still working when Mom got home. She set the styrofoam container in front of me, and I munched on the fries as I studied. I scanned her when I knew she wasn't looking. Her hair was frizzed out and a bunch had come loose from her bun. Her uniform sat lopsided and wrinkled around her slumped body. If she could have afforded beer, she probably would have cracked one as she kicked off her flats next to the coffee table and rested her feet on its surface. her stockings barely holding together where the shoes would hide them. I closed my books as she turned the television on. I couldn't study with noise, and she knew it, but she obviously needed to unwind. I slid my books back into my backpack and started eating the Reuben from the container. It was fine. It was probably even good, but I'd had the entire menu too many times to actually be impressed. I sighed, making sure to keep it low enough that she couldn't hear. I filled a glass of water from the tap and checked the Motrin bottle on the sill. 2 left. I brought both to the couch and handed them to her. She shook her head when she opened the bottle and looked inside. I'm all right. I'll save them for when I really need them, but thanks for the water. I nodded and put the pill bottle back. I blinked back the tears that were trying to fall. I could see by how gingerly she moved that she was hurting, but she couldn't buy a new bottle. It told me just how low we were scraping by. Her stomach gurgled as it processed the water. She hadn't had dinner. Had she eaten it all today? That is the passage.
You're so classy.
Here's the problem with that passage. It's in a porno.
Like I said, you're so classy.
What?
Yeah.
I told him this is how you break that wall between porno and erotica. You give people a different feeling in addition to the, expected. Or something like that. I don't know.
It's supposed to be naughty, and I'm doing all this elaborate character work.
Hey, maybe it's written specifically with Demis in mind. I mean, there is a market for that.
Chloe says that's totally fine. She has some very elegantly written erotica. Oh, God.
Okay, I know you were yawning, but you really can't yawn while saying those words. Like, I'm sorry, but I had like scenes from a Rocky Horror Picture Show going through my head, and I thought you were about to swear on your mother's grill. It was bad. It was bad. Please don't do that to me.
That aches. A lot of desperate people get pulled into the sex trade. Well, this isn't a sex trade book. She's actually tired because she works at a Coney Island, which is established a little earlier in the story, but she's just barely making ends meet there. And she's allowed to bring a container of food home per night, and she gives it to her son. If she's lucky, she can pick some food off of what people leave on plates if they don't get it wrapped. But yeah, Mom's a very, very sad character in this book, or story, whatever.
And now, for some reason, I have Tina Turner's Proud Mary going through my head.
Is her son going into sex work? No, he is not going into sex work. It's actually a story about how he gets the ability. I think I discussed it a little bit last week. Maybe it was during Amber Stream, though. I'm not sure. It's like a projector, and if he puts pictures in the box, it will project the actual thing from the picture, like pull it out of the picture. And he starts using it to make people that he likes. well, not make them, but to make reproductions of them to use, and it's like his slow descent into evil.
Abject villainy.
Because, yeah, if someone can make an exact replica of you, taking you out of the moment that you were in the picture, tailspin!
So this is a real dark kind of erotica.
It is. It might not get published anywhere because it might be too dark.
There's no such thing as too dark. It just cuts down on the markets that you can publish in.
But I'm writing it because it's in my head and it wants out onto the paper.
I
And
mean,
I
that's fair too.
I don't care if anyone else sees it.
My Vela project, the one that's finished up there. Massive spoiler. So if you haven't already read it and you were going to, too fucking late. But she is actually. It turns out so like they go into a bondage agreement. It's kind of so this is the one that I wrote. This was the first erotica I wrote after I read 50 Shades of Grey and was like, well, I can do better than this. And it turned out that I feel like I did. But so she is the one that has the psychological issues. If you know 50 Shades of Grey, he's got some like fucking weirdo, he can't be touched because he was abused as a child thing. And it's her who has that issue. But hers is because her father was a child molester and serial killer of children. And like, she was his first like molestation victim. And that's why she has serious issues. So like, you can publish some fucking dark stuff.
We will see where it goes and how much I show of the dark stuff. Because some of the stuff, if you go graphic on it, no.
I absolutely have. You know what? It's not even in the published one. It's in the follow up where she like very graphically explains exactly what happened to her in an attempt to run him off. So the action might not be there, but like it's there enough.
Yeah, this one starts with him doing some stuff that is pretty okay, like, you know, a copy of the crush to find out how the crush would respond to, coming out to him, confessing his feelings. That's not too bad. It's just
No,
it's
fine.
being able to run it by and rewind basically. But then he starts getting into making copies that can't or won't say no.
Right. Blurring lines, but also, I mean, there is that entire genre of dark that this is par for the course.
hmm And he starts going down that road because, it's that moral quandary of if they're not real people, is there an actual moral quandary to it? But, they're also copies of people he knows, so.
What the hell is the 80s movie where they do that? It's not people they know. What?
You said that and my brain went,
The
here's
one where
the answer. I'm going to hide it from you.
the one where they create the lady. You know what
Weird
I'm talking about.
Science. Weird Science.
Yes. Obviously, a tongue-in-cheekier version. And also, you know what? Now that I think about it, it was the 80s. So, like, rape was defined very differently in the 80s, right?
So was consent.
Well, yes, that's, A and not A, right?
Hmm.
There was a massive. I do that thing where I hijack conversations. Now suddenly I'm thinking about the Revenge of the Nerds. We're like, that was rape. You just raped that woman. That was rape right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. After again the like molestation, the like panty raid and all of that, and then that's rape by deception right there. Please don't. Okay. 80s.
The 80s.
Not just the 80s. That went actually through the 90s into, God, I don't think it stopped until like mid 2010s.
Yeah. I mean, y'all were here for my meltdown over reading Bridgerton and finding out what actually happens in that book.
Hmm.
So, yeah, like that. And that book was written right about 2000. Yeah. Yeah. Very different from now.
So it's psychological thriller erotica. I have not heard that term, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like that term. One of my friends the other day was talking about how she put American cheese on her ramen noodles. Because
So
Emmy
good.
Maid did it, and I was like, well, I guess I'm doing it now. And it turned out really good, and so I'm now calling it Chimami.
Is that your psychological thriller erotica?
I was more going for the portmanteau, but that's fair.
American cheese in ramen should not be as good as it is.
Right?
It
But
has
it
no,
is.
it has absolutely no right to be as good as it is, and yet here we are.
That just reminds me of the clip of Kat trying the easy cheese on the Oreos.
Yeah, I
She
hope
did it.
not
She
had
tried it
that.
during a stream, and someone clipped it. And it's like, how long is it? Is it like 2 whole minutes of her just like the face going from no, yes, no, yes, no.
There's a lot of this. Surely this can't be happening.
But
Like,
my question with
not
that is,
actually
do you
enjoying.
have to like easy cheese in order for that to work? Because easy cheese is the most vile substance imaginable.
And yet we're still friends. I just realized how forgiving I am.
And like American cheese is not great, but it has its places, right? Like I'm sorry, but it's my favorite grilled cheese. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
a grilled cheese sandwich with American cheese and tomato. Totally happy with life with that. But like easy cheese has no place in my life. Yeah.
Reminds me of back when I was working in the hospital. I worked with this girl named Nicole, and then we had a girl there for a little while that I'll tell you that story next. The reason they got rid of her, that just pissed us all off because that's just evil. Um, but this part's not evil. We were at lunch, and she got a grilled cheese sandwich with onions on it,
Okay.
which I mean, I don't like onions, but I know that that is a very common pairing of, onions and cheese. And Nicole looked at her with this face like she was murdering puppies on the table. It's
And
like,
this is absolutely an American cheese grilled cheese sandwich, right? Like this is not in any way a fancy grilled cheese.
I think it might have been like cheddar though, which
But
cheddar
like
and onion is as
Yeah, it's not like it's anything where like you are disrupting a delicate balance.
hmm But yeah, the story of how this girl was like, I can't remember her name. I remember her face. I can't remember her name. Um, she was really cool, but they hired her when she was 2 months pregnant, and about 5 months in, she was having complications, and it was just really challenging for her. And the doctor's like, no, we need to put you on bed rest now. And they fired her because the 6 months weren't up,
Yeah.
and she was an unreliable employee. It's like you hired a pregnant woman knowing what pregnancy means. You're a hospital. You know what pregnancy means.
I mean, given the number of doctors and nurses that have quit because they don't understand how vaccines work, I don't know that this is a legitimate claim anymore. Like, if you had said this in like 2019, I would have agreed with you. Like, yeah. Doctors know how like the human body works. And then like 2021 happened. I don't know that that's necessarily true anymore.
We thought doctors knew how the body worked.
Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of them do, but there were quite a few of them that just went, no, natural no, sweetie, that's not, no. Stop with your natural immunity BS. Just stop.
Also, like, don't forget that women's health is always 50 years behind everything
True.
else. It at the least, like the most common um, female reproductive issue, they have no fucking clue what it is and they don't know how to treat it and they just throw hormones at you and pray. And also, they don't understand why those hormones sometimes are great and sometimes fuck you up even more. And even doctors don't have any appreciation for, there are plenty of doctors out there who will, when a woman says that she is in pain, will be like, well, you're just a woman, like you're not in real pain. So yeah.
Your gender doesn't exist.
Right. Like, it's weak pain. Like, oh my God, sorry. I get really mad about it because like there is that issue where like, yeah, I understand that men don't know what menstrual cramps feel like. I get that and I appreciate that, but like we all know what a leg cramp feels like, right? And if we can compare the two, then, I feel like there should be some appreciation for the fact that like no, we feel the same pain you do. And then we also have this really grotesque other pain that we feel. And instead, we get the, oh no, you're just being babies about it. Sorry, I have feelings.
And while I said flippantly, your gender doesn't exist, I meant your sex doesn't exist. But considering we're talking from the perspective of cis white men,
Yeah,
Yeah,
any
this-
gender
we
that's not
know.
theirs,
We know.
it applies still.
Yeah.
now you're being really brave, expecting them to understand the difference between gender and sex.
Right. Yes, we all know what a Charlie horse is. Like, I can compare these two pains. And tell you which is worse, but like, no, we're just being babies about it. We're fine.
There's a lot of pain minimalization that goes around in the cishet circles,
Yeah.
because a lot of cishet women coining the term man flu. It's like, don't you dare complain about your pains and diminish someone else's.
All I know is, according to my family, I've never experienced pain in my life, and I'm just supposed to be fine with that. I think they're wrong, but it's not for me to say.
Is that me? No, it's not me.
Ugh. I finished all of Jordan's W-2s. Now I'm working on my income stuff, but because I don't have a W-2, it's taking forever.
I have decided to wait until either I have more control over my life or like we hit the deadline to do my tax stuff this year, because I have a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't, I was, royalty stuff that I paid no taxes or anything. But also, all told, I made like $15,000. So I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen.
I, by my lonesome, made $1,300. Woo!
Woo! I was shocked. I just got my 1099 from Medium, and I actually got $1,250 off of that last year. I haven't even looked. I honestly have no idea how much money I made last year. I know, I feel like it's right around 15,000, but yeah. So maybe I did pay enough through Publix and I made so little money that they're going to be like, "You're okay, you're fine." But I don't know, and I don't need that kind of negativity in my life right now.
Well, right now I'm going through all of my transaction history on my business account to see all the bills I paid. Because if it adds up to 600 or more, I have to file a special thingy. If it's 600, if it's less than 600, then I don't. So
Yes.
I'm just figuring out how much I spent on business costs.
Taxes are fun.
Mm-hmm. I've always filed them immediately because I always have gotten money in the past because I've always been a poor person. But now I'm a poor person who also did not have FICA or anything else taken out. So
Yeah, I did the thing when I was working at the hospital, and I actually was making enough to pay taxes where I would claim zero exemptions all year. So by the time tax time rolled around, I got money back,
mm-hmm.
which is, oh, so nice.
That's what Jordan does. He files as a single male with zero deductions.
Hmm.
When he's like for his employer, and then when we file our taxes, we file married jointly with our dependent, and then we get like at least $4,000 every year.
Mm-hmm. When I was a server, I almost always, up until I started working for Publix, and actually up through most of the time that I've been at Publix. It's only recently that I've only had one job. So like the whole time that I was a server, I always had a second part-time job. And with that, I always had them take an extra like $20 out a week on my paycheck just to like buffer everything and make sure that I had money coming back at the end of the year. And that always made me happy because it was money that I wasn't missing out of my paycheck that made my February a little happier.
Yeah, it was always a nice little bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew people who played the system left, right, and center. And, it came to tax time and they're like, I owe like $15. And it's like, okay, but you could be getting a big chunk right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you went through so many hoops and did so many little backward tricks that you spent, you know, entire weeks of your life maneuvering things just so you could, have more on X paycheck and still come out break even at the end of the year.
And the funny thing is, I now have a song by Linkin Park going through my.
I did have one person say to me once that the U.S. government is not a savings account, so you shouldn't be paying more than you owe in taxes and expecting money back later. You should just get the money that you earned and don't owe in taxes right away. And I was like, I guess you could view it that way, but I'd rather overpay my taxes and get money back than not pay enough.
Yeah. Like, I understand that I am just psychologically tricking myself. And theoretically, I would have the same amount at the end of the day. But I like that warm, fuzzy feeling of having a bunch of extra money come to me from the government every February. I like that feeling. I want to always have that feeling. And, like, even if it is me handing them money to give back to me in February, I will do that just to have this one bit of joy in my life. Don't take
Mm-hmm.
this one bit of joy away from me. I have nothing left.
And you know what happens when you do that? It makes you like doing your taxes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it makes an ass out of you and me, but that works too.
You know, it's like there's this thing that nobody likes, nobody wants to do, and it's once a year and it's painful. But you know what? If you get a nice, huge paycheck out of it, it makes it less painful.
Yeah, I love doing it, and I love the schadenfreude of all of my wealthier friends being so mad about it. Ah, I got $700. Ah. Oh, you and Andy owe $1,700 this year. Oh, that's what I got back. I'm not giving it to you. It's mine.
I'm hoping to use my return this year to pay off more of my credit card debt.
You know what happens when you pay it off?
Hmm.
You get to keep the money that you get after that.
I am 6,400 in debt. So when I started paying off my credit card, I was 8,500 in debt. So I've made progress.
Nice.
Mommy, can I play? Can I play with my toys there?
Of course, you can play with your toys.
All right, are we ready to sprint?
Let's do
I
it.
suppose.
We're going back to the 80s again.
Sprint,
Ooh.
sprint, sprint.
Woo.
I don't know if you guys can see it as vibrantly as I can because I looked at it in the YouTube window and it is much duller. But here it's like all shiny and pretty.
It's very bright to me.
Cool.
I am happy with it.
It takes me back to a time when I was like happy. All right. I will stop psychologically torturing myself in 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, no, I started again.
Wait for it.
And go. All right. Sprint is done. I have reconnected to the internet.
Yay.
I watched something of writing something, and I thought it was going to be good, and it just irritated me.
So I've done the math, and the total money we've made that last year was $2,783.55. Yay.
For Rose City.
Yeah, and then our total expenses was $640.23, and then the rest of it was split between us for our paychecks.
You turned a profit. Woo!
Yeah, that is amazing. As a fellow small business owner of a couple small businesses in the room, amazing, bravo, bravissimo. Like, be very happy.
I was talking to Jordan about it the other day, and I was like, I made $2,700 this year, and he's like, well, that's a 2,700% increase from last year.
That is the spirit. Last year, when you made exactly $1.
Well, see, while you have numbers like that, though, now's the time to get investors because they don't look
Right.
deeply into the numbers because people are dumb now.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, now if this 2,700% increase continues, you'll make about $20K this next year. And I was like, hopefully it continues then.
That would
So
be
in that
nice, but could you
sprint-
imagine the number of manuscripts we'd have to do to go through to make that much?
I know.
Bye bye life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bye bye all friendships.
That's the problem
Hello,
with charging so
loneliness.
little for our services.
Yeah, I think that's the reason a lot of these places crank up their cost is because otherwise they just have to keep turning 90% of their clientele away.
Well, you have there's that sweet spot where you're making the money that you need to be making at the pace that you need to be working at.
Hmm. I will admit, I do function better when I have clients going on. It's like, oh, yeah, I actually try and manage my time and I enjoy my time that I'm not working instead of, all my time being not working and not enjoying it because I think I should be working.
There's time not working. I learned so much from these streams.
I mean, that last 20 minutes was time not working for me.
I edited
I-
a live stream down to be good for YouTube. I made a thumbnail, honey. Like, not working.
I
Not working.
considered opening a document and then decided that I'm just not going to continue with that story or that series. And so I bought some shampoo online and shopped for bridesmaids' dresses. That was what I did in that 20 minutes.
I watched a musical theater aficionado react to the Buffy musical episode.
I love that episode, and if they said anything bad about it, they're probably right, but I don't care.
No, the problem I had with it was he had never seen any of Buffy
Well, then it's
before
not going
that,
to make any sense.
and he just had verbal diarrhea during the whole thing. Like he would not stop talking. It's like you don't even hear any of the lyrics because you are talking over every single fucking word.
Well, and you wouldn't that wouldn't work for any show that's had a musical episode.
Hmm.
They're all Like the musical episodes, every musical episode I can think of was absolutely integrated into the plot. Like I can't think of a single one where it just had nothing to do with the main plot of the story. No, Nikki, I'm going to be. I don't even know the right term for it. I'm going to be in the party of a friend who is getting married, so I need a dress for it.
Don't forget the butt bow. It's not a bridesmaid dress if it doesn't have a butt bow.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I am in the party. Me and the other one on that side are debating about who is going to be the head bitch in charge and who is going to be the best in show. That is the positions we have given ourselves.
Parties that come into our restaurant, I'm pretty sure that's resolved by a knife fight.
Now, do you do the thing where you tie the one wrist together
I'm not sure which one.
with the other person, so there's like no backing away?
I think it's a swirly.
No, we're lesbians. We just go for the earrings.
Would you guys classify the website maintenance fee as advertising or office expense?
Advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically.
Does that change things?
Which gives us more refund?
I feel like it shouldn't matter. I feel like it ends up going the same place at the end of the day.
And the printings of all of the manuscripts would be under supplies or office expense?
Office expense, I'd say.
Yeah.
And DocuSign also. Okay. I calculated the total number, but not the individual categories. So now I have to go through and do the categories, and I'm so annoyed.
Welcome to small business hood. It's terrible. Why? Why? I'm sorry. I'm fine. You like doing math. I'm not torturing you by being like, here, hubby. Like you enjoy the math.
I told Jordan that I would pay him to do my business taxes for me every year when it gets to like a significant amount of money, and he said no, I could do it myself. I was like, well, fine, I guess you don't really love me. And he's like, oh, whatever.
I like how quickly that escalated.
No,
There's literally the only way that you can show your love for me, and that is through doing my taxes.
I mean, I feel like that's a key component of marriage there. just both the doing the taxes and the escalation. Like we're not ready to just be like, so is this how it ends? Like, you know.
It's like, oh, you want to do my taxes for you? Well, I don't love you anymore either.
It's how you keep things spicy. It's like living in a telenovela.
Wasn't that a
How
movie,
happy
though?
you
Like,
get slapped and fall down a flight of stairs.
wasn't that a movie like Love and Taxes? If not, it should be.
So.
And the Chicago Manual of Style would be an office expense also.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. I have to start over because I messed up my calculating. God damn it.
This is what spreadsheets are very, very good for.
Well, I don't know how to use them very well. Jordan, do you give me one of those calculator things that has the roll of paper on it?
Maggie says you can also expense the miles to go pick up printed material if you use CopyMax or Kinko's.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
Well, I didn't, so that would be up to Jace on when he's filing, because he did.
I don't think it matters this year, considering I made under 1,000.
I don't know. Have you seen gas prices lately? It might actually matter a lot.
You actually made just barely under 1,000 this year. You made
Yeah, it was just barely, but
it was
no,
994 and change.
it's the fact that the government's not is going to look at that and say, yeah, you keep all your money.
Will you say thank you?
I found you under the bus.
Some of these manuscripts are expensive to print. The only one I've ever had to print for myself was $66.
Wow.
All the ones that Jace gets are like around 40 to 45 at most.
But see, Maggie, they should be though. They should be. I hate to agree with your husband, but that should be deductible. 100%. Just like anything bought from adamandeve.com. Like it's all there as stress management systems.
I mean, I'm fairly sure that I could write that off. It is, in fact, research. Also,
I
oh
mean,
my god,
that's
I
good
had
for you,
to
yeah.
explain. I had to explain to my bakery manager the other day what a fleshlight is.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So the day before, my guy coworker was telling me about how he had to do some stuff with his truck. He was having vehicle issues and he had to do some work on it at night in the parking lot of the AutoZone or wherever he was. So he was like, so I had to buy a flashlight so I could do the work. And our clerk was like, wait, what did you just say you had to buy? And he said, I had to buy a flashlight. And she was like, oh, that's not what I heard. And there was that like second and a half of downtime before me and Aaron were just like, what did you think? I definitely called her a dirty bird. We made a lot of fun of Madison the rest of the evening. And I thought Jasmine, the bakery manager, would get a really big kick out of that story because these really weirdo moments happen with Madison. I don't know. She is a strange one. So I was like, oh my God, Jasmine, let me tell you what happened. And I explained the story and I get to the end of it. And Jasmine is like, what's a fleshlight? And I'm like, oh no. So I like really quietly explain it to her because the other person working that day gets offended really easily. So I explain it to her and she says, should I ask Robert if I think I'm gonna confirm with Robert that this is a thing. And I'm like, I don't know if you should do that. And she's like, no, I'm going to do it. And she's like, hey, Robert, is this me? It's like, yes, I heard everything and it is a thing. Yeah. So that was an awkward moment at work that I had.
Acknowledge that they passed the perf test and they're innocent, or you test them one more time. And if they're innocent, you just let them be. Just let them be ignorant.
So Maggie says, and printing them at home isn't cheap because ink cartridges are expensive. And yes, I ran into that. I was like, yeah, this will print off, this says it'll print off this many pages, and I start printing off a manuscript, and it's like 2.5 cartridges long.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, Office Max would have printed that off for half the price.
Laser printer. 2,500 pages.
I know you're obsessed with your laser printer. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do another one?
We can do another one.
Woo, let's do it. I'm
I
almost
still
done
have
with
to find
my
this dress.
I just got to the deduction section. Woo!
Woo!
There's
So
so
here-
much to you.
Here is the question. Did you start doing taxes to avoid folding laundry?
No, I finished folding the laundry that I needed to fold, and then I started doing the taxes, and then I'm gonna do more laundry later.
Okay.
That's literally the worst way to spend a Saturday evening.
Taxes and laundry.
Yeah.
Party on.
Yeah. I hope you have something nice planned for afterward.
Oh Lord, I just realized I'm kind of your Garth. Because like the moment you said party on, I was like, party on, Wayne. I'm like, oh shit.
All right. We will do our final sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Final sprint is completed.
And I just finished my taxes.
Woot woot. Oh, good. I yawned. That is good. I was feeling like a second wind was coming on.
I had an existential crisis about whether sleeves would cover my fat arms or accentuate my fat arms. So I still don't have a dress picked out.
I know this crisis. I don't like it.
Like, I kind of feel like all of those pretty flounce things that look adorable on a size 2 are just going to be like feathers on the wings that are my arms.
Why do you have to be relatable in the most painful way?
Okay, I just noticed that my state refund is 1234.
Nice. Nice.
The arms are not an issue for me, but that's because I'm built funny. I am a ball with twigs coming out of it.
Noelle, please stop.
So I remember growing up and like being on road trips and my mother having her arm like draped across the front seats and my brother and I would poke at her wing like little pieces of shit that we were. And so I absolutely did this to myself. This is what I deserve for doing that to my mother. But now I am going to be in a wedding party at the ripe age of 41. And the other two girls on our side of the party are both in their 20s.
They have no right.
Right. One is his younger sister, and the other is our friend Sierra, who is, I mean, she's almost 30, but like, yeah.
But that kind of almost 30. I can hear it in your voice. That's what you want to say.
Yeah. She's a hot almost 30.
How very dare she?
She is that sort of plump that it might not last forever, but like right now she's hot. Yeah. And then it's me.
I just want to go back into my past bodies and say, hey, you know what? Maybe you are kind of cute.
Right? I want to go back and like tell my, size 14 ass, like, hey, you're actually pretty hot and those tits are rocking and like you doing good for yourself. Don't get any more weight.
I'm a
Stop.
little bit annoyed with this tax process because it's asking me to double check my tax credit payments. I got a letter, one for me, one for Jordan, saying to each of us, you received $900 in tax credit. Is that 900 total for both of us or 900 for each of us?
Don't know.
Yeah. I do the. Is it 1040 easy? I did the free TurboTax. I don't know these things.
I'm so confused. I thought we did a sprint during the stream yesterday. I thought we took a break and ran a timer at one point. No? Oh, okay. Well, that's why I can't find it.
There you go.
Yay! I just have no ability to retain memory anymore. Yay!
Man.
It was
Is
only
there
last
any surprise in that?
So
Ah.
heavy looks obvious.
Noel, are you okay over there? You're silly.
All right.
This book.
In a minute.
No wind for you unless you have beans?
I don't know where that came from, but
I'm assuming it has something to do with the deleted message, maybe? I don't know. But it's just such a random phrase, and I'm kind of living for it right now.
Yeah.
I don't believe the message had anything to do with wind. So
Or beans.
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 If anybody is not familiar with the meme that I'm referencing, and you don't mind proliferations of cuss words, search beans WTF and enjoy.
I'm not going to put it out there that if you do mind a proliferation of curse words, this is don't be around when I'm on the stream.
I feel like it's a safe recommendation on the stream, but
Yeah,
It's like, how have you made it this far?
maybe this is not the place for you.
it's
We love you, but we don't want to ruin your souls.
and
And
We
it's
have
funny
our
because
own.
it's funny because we have certain people in our group and community who are very pure, and yet they stick around us, and you have to wonder how pure they really are if they spend that much time with us.
See, I figure it works like this: that they're just sitting there because they know that they're that like one drop that could clean the pool. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the chlorine in our water. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that little bit of sanitizer there that keeps us from just being completely off the rails. You know, that needs to be a love song. Oh, baby, you're my chlorine in the water.
I was thinking more like, so I've got this friend Ashley who is ace and is absolutely like sunshine all of the time. She is the like sweetest, nicest, highest energy. Like she is my spoons right now. All of my spoons I get from Ashley right now. But also like you could tell her a story about somebody you don't like and how like you're having a bad day because of that person, and she'll be like, they can get fucked on. And I'm like, oh my god, Ashley, I forget that you say stuff like that.
I think Maggie figured it out. I think Maggie figured it out.
Yeah, she said they're just counting on us to suck off all the bad juju so they remain pure. I mean, I'm good at sucking things off, so.
And
I
again,
will
Maggie,
take
phrase
that for you.
But also, I think Key put it well. You might not want to ruin their souls, Chloe, but I make my own choices, and maybe I do.
I'm just saying that if they don't want their souls ruined, then like not the appropriate stream for them.
Yeah, we don't pretend like we're anything other than we are.
No, I'm really bad at that. I try and it doesn't work well.
And it's not fun.
No. I mean, sometimes it is hilarious how bad I fail at things, and I have to look back and be like, that was weird, but I survived. But
Yay, tax is complete.
woo!
To the rug.
Noelle's pretending to read a book to herself.
I need to find this image.
Having her just within the last.
Seriously? You take one word from the post or one word from the search, and that's the only word you use?
Must be Facebook, because that just sounds like a Facebook thing to do.
Oh, I was thinking Amazon based
Google.
on the fact that I like looked. I searched for gray dress, and I had a couple things pop up that were neither gray nor dresses.
Amazon, why are you
Okay,
like
that's a purple shirt, but oh, okay. I gave you 2 criterion, and you missed both of them.
It's like, Amazon's doing really well with search when they send you a 2-page email that's just, here, let's explain to you how we're going to maybe kind of have you show up in search kind of a little bit. And it's like, can you be any more ambiguous? Like, I feel like you have put so many caveats and hedged so many bets that I think you owe me money. Like, you sound like my friend Quint when he used to hide under the tables because somebody walked into the restaurant. Like, if they come over, tell them that you've seen me, but I'm not here, but you haven't seen me recently, but you've seen me enough to know that I'm still alive so they don't go after my mother, but not alive enough that they think that they can actually find me right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
I'm getting upset.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to find a picture, and it no longer exists. And it's annoying that it's gone away.
I mean, no picture goes away forever. You just need to be better at searching for it.
But it was supposed to be in my files.
Oh, that kind of picture that could go away, yes.
It was a book cover, and it was like this woman with her arms raised in front of a castle, and it said, "I made muffins." Because it reminded me of the I have to write evil always makes cookies. Because I found that book cover and I posted it somewhere and I tagged Spence in it. And I was like, why have you not written this book? Because not only are her arms raised, I believe lightning's coming down. Like,
Nice.
like she hasn't made muffins. She has conjured them from the depths of hell.
I am a rage baker, so like that makes sense to me.
I kind of want to fund this business of yours then. Hello, welcome to the Rage Bakery. What the fuck do you want?
I'm a rage crafter, so I get it.
Yeah.
I would still go buy brownies from the Rage Bakery because they're the right ways. Like, we need to crowdfund this. I need this business, Chloe. I need this business.
People always you always get people who like, I can taste the love in it when you cook with love, and I'm like, no, this is delicious because all of my hate has been reducted into a cranberry walnut cookie.
Rage is delicious. It's like honey.
Hate is in every craisin.
See, I think that's true no matter who works with them, but
I think the fact that you use craisins is it just makes it sound like it's angry.
Craisins is nature's spice. Like that, like every time nature gets spiteful, a new craisin is born.
Craisin is like raisins for adults, so yes. Yeah, like sometimes we just need to eat our spite. Like, oh yes, this hurts, thank you. I don't understand why it tastes this way, but like, thank you.
Yes, these cookies are made with craisins and ginger, and I'm not talking about, ground ginger. I'm talking about chunks of the plant.
I fucking love ginger. I just eat ginger. Like,
We go through so much ginger, it's not even funny.
yeah.
So you take a bite of the cookie and you get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want for my cookies. Yeah.
It's
And
kind
like
of like,
honey.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
almost chocolate cookies, man.
Oh my goodness.
They're just like, you think you like chocolate, bitch? Psh, do you like it now? Do you like? Tell me you like me. Like they're so aggressive. Love it so much.
Oh,
You know,
Maggie says, I think turmeric tastes like spite.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. I know.
Is that why I put it in so many things?
Like turmeric is one of those flavors where like yes absolutely I cook with it, like I make a lot of curry stuff, so like we have turmeric, I use it, but also like it does taste like spite. It makes things better, but also it tastes awful, but it makes things better, I don't know.
It's like fish sauce.
Or
Which I
And
don't know
anise.
if
candy
it's
ginger
good.
makes everything the best. But I'm sure it's amazing in lemon sesame cookies. But like candy ginger is always amazing.
Yes, agreed.
With some aniseed.
No, God, gross.
It's like having milk and cookies, but instead of milk, it's NyQuil.
Now we get real deep into adulthood there. That, I would like that to be the quote of this episode of this stream. Like
Which one?
milk and cookies, but NyQuil.
Okay, we found your tagline.
I think you might kill Jace. You're making him chill.
Oh yes, cayenne powder is amazing, and also I like it in like tropical fruit flavored things, both chocolate things and tropical fruit flavored things. Cayenne is great.
I'm
Just
not a
admit.
super fan of cayenne because it doesn't add a flavor, it just adds heat.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's great in things like cookies. Because if you balance it correctly, it's just like a little bit of a punch. Yeah. If you add too much of it, though, it absolutely tastes like Taco Tuesday. It's like, yeah, it's like, was it Violet Beauregard? Her Dom, but on Taco Tuesday night.
I
Yeah.
love the enlightened self-interest from Gary. Please don't kill Chase. He has to edit my book. To feel useful. I hear it too.
Crushed Ricola is actually an interesting sugar cookie topping. You know?
As
Is
somebody
that-
who grew up eating
So is
horse
that to go? Is that the cookies that go with the NyQuil milk?
Yes. But you know, if you crush Ricolas before you put them into the oven, before you put the cookies in the oven, they would melt down into like a glaze, wouldn't they?
Yeah, a black glaze.
I kind of hate myself for wanting to try this now.
I mean, do you like Ricolas?
I grew up eating Whorehound candies as a
Okay, then I think you
because
should try it.
it's hard for people to understand. When I say I grew up in the 1860s, I grew up in the 1860s. Like we used to hunt sarsaparilla down by the creek so that we could make our own root beer. Okay, I have dug up many a sassafras tree in my day just
I
because
have
of root beer.
decided my reward for doing my taxes.
What's that?
Paint.
Is that a paint by number?
You
Yeah.
painting.
Awesome.
You painting.
Yep, I'm gonna work on my painting today. I haven't worked on it in a while.
See,
I think that is a really good reward for finishing your taxes.
I know my brain is broken because I did not immediately get paint by numbers. I was like, you're going to sit and stare at the void?
And I
I thought you were giving us a hint of what you were going to do.
Oh,
What you were
This
going
is as far as I've gotten on it so far.
so I can't see any of the numbers either. I just assumed based on what is painted on there that it's got to be a paint by numbers because that would be the most fucking insane way to paint something that wasn't paint by numbers.
Well,
It is paint by numbers. It's just a big canvas. So I have to hold it far enough away that you can't see the numbers.
because of the level of sarcasm that has been going on, I thought she was just like, I went and printed out this meme of just staring on, sitting in a beach chair staring at the void just because, you know, you
Love it.
gotta flash it at people sometimes. Like, what are you doing? I just sit here and stare at the void. Is that
So
what you
now that like the rest of the empty space that you have on that, you need to fill in with some like Star Trek warp drive graphics.
right, Maggie? You get it. You grew up in the 1860s too. Sorry.
Yeah,
None of the youngins know this pain. They grew up with paved roads and electricity.
Who needs it?
I remember when we got our first washer and dryer, and it was like magic.
Are you drinking water?
Yes, hot water.
Yeah, Noel's drinking hot water.
There, I put up the quote for you in my Discord. It's like milk and cookies, but instead of milk, it's NyQuil.
Perfect. And instead of chocolate chips, it's Ricola.
We could not
This is
find
the
that
time of
better
the
if we
show
tried.
when we get punchy.
All right, we should probably end the stream and go. Well, I need to like wind down so I can actually fall asleep because I am.
You can
I am
sleep
way
in
too
your
awake at
bed.
this time.
So is Noelle, apparently.
Is it Jinx if it's in stereo? If it's music?
No, I think it was just harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have such memories going to the well house to get water, but you have no idea.
Berries.
All right. Does anyone want to give an outro, or are we good?
I am doing a bunch of things over on World Anvil, so just find CE Dorset. I'm linked from my channel. It's linked from my channel. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of stuff over there. There's free books. My entire Fate's Harrow is now over there, and a lot of stuff's going up over there. So head on over, have fun.
Yay.
Okay.
I don't have anything super exciting happening, but if you're looking for an editor, you can go to mine and Jace's website, rosecityediting.com, and hire us to do editing services for you. Yay!
Yeah. You got anything, Tailspin?
I quilt. I have nothing else. Just quilt.
NyQuil?
Quilt.
All right. And, well, I will say, if you want to go back and watch this past Thursday's episode of VTM Mysteries, it was a good one. It was juicy. Oh my God. We got real quantum physics existential and discussed the meaning of life. And
A certain somebody may have been messaging me a blow by blow during a certain event.
Yeah, I figured she was. Yeah, Kat may have murdered a bunch of people because she knew that she was going to go back in time and erase it, so she wanted to get the power from killing them.
I like to think you're talking about actual life when you say things like that. Oh, we got cat. Cats murder people. Awesome. We're all going to keep this amongst ourselves. Delete this stream.
Oh, Chloe, I love you so much.
Charlie does things and plays Valheim naked. Jason Meadow does.
Okay, the character was. I need to clarify. The character was naked. I had clothes on.
I mean, as long as you didn't have your camera on, it doesn't matter if you had clothes on.
Because when the character dies, you have to you respawn naked, and you have to go back and find your body to get your armor back. And I may have died on the exact other side of the continent without a portal between me and there, and went on the world's longest walk of shame through the woods with all the monsters, with no weapons and no clothes.
That sounds hilarious, though.
And as to the streaming while naked thing, the amount of times Charlie accidentally turns on their camera.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be an unsafe decision to stream naked.
This is fair. Maybe like unplug the camera or like right now. I just forgot when I went onto my computer, so I just have like the lens cap on right now. Oh my god, though! Look at when I drop the lens cap, how perfect that framing is. Oh my god. However, my bed is stripped right now because that asshole right there peed on it. And now look at him. Like he did absolutely nothing wrong. Anyways.
He's very content.
Right. He's very proud of himself.
All right. And with that, I think we will call it for the week. Yeah, catch us on our respective things, and we will see you next time.
Yay!
Good